It's the only one you want me to do 9 part 3. Does anybody want any of the other ones done? Yes. 1 and 2. I won't do all of them. I'll do 2 and 3 because part 2 is actually the same thing as part 1. If you get what I'm saying, they're the same question. So, all right. Here's what you do. You have a blue part and you have a yellow part. And what I say is work on them separately. Okay. I'll start off with the blue part. And what you say is 2x plus a half, no bother. And then I say, okay, how do I fix that then? I can turn that into 4x over 2, couldn't I? Multiply top and bottom by 2. And then what I'll get is 4x over 2. Now they have the same denominator, don't they? So it's 4x plus 1 over 2. Happy days. Go down to the bottom one, which is the yellow one. Do the same trick again. Multiply top and bottom by 4. So you end up with 4x over 4 plus 1 over 4. And then you get 4x plus 1 over 4. Now, at junior cert level, here's something that you would have done a long time ago. What's 3/4 divided by 1/5? Or quite simply written as 3/4 divided by 1/5. How would you do that? Bring the 5th up and turn it upside down, and you're done then, aren't you? You just multiply out to get 15 over 4. Everybody okay with that? Using the same logic you used in first year, how would you do this stack fraction right here? Yeah, get that 4x plus 1 over 4 and turn it upside down, like so. And what cancels? Because it's multiplication, the 4x plus 1 and the 4x plus 1 cancel, leaving 4 over 2, which is 2. We all good? Any questions? Good, daily. Now, okay, we'll do the next one then. Next one is exactly the same. Is exactly the same technique I just used. Just break it up into 2 sections: yellow section, blue section. Work on them separately to each other. So in this case, you multiply the top one by 2z and the bottom one also by. And what do we get? 2z squared over 2z, which is going to be 2z squared minus 1 all over 2z. Everybody okay with that? When you multiply 2z top and bottom, so you would have got you would have turned this into 2z squared over. So multiply top and bottom by 2z, so you get 2z squared over 2z. Okay, and then put it all into one fraction. What you do with the blue section? Bottom by 3z and the top by 3z, and what do you get then? 3z squared minus 1 all over 3z. Is that okay? What's the next step then? Red divided by blue. Okay. Any suggestions? Bring the blue, turn the blue upside down and multiply. So you get 2z squared, take away 1, all over 2z, multiply by 3z over, anybody? 3z squared, take away 1. What cancels? That z with that z. Can I cancel the z squared minus 1 with the z squared minus 1? Has to be exactly the same. I would need a 2z squared minus 1 on the bottom or 3z squared minus 1 on the top to make that work. So what's left then? 3 times 2? 6z squared, take away 3, and then on the bottom 6z squared, take away 2. Am I allowed to do this? Has to be exactly the same. The whole number has to be exactly the same. Otherwise, can't do it. Anybody get it out? Yeah. I got it. Thanks. What do you want me to do? All of them? Huh? Yeah, maybe 2 and 3. Yeah. I think I might have done part 1 yesterday. I can't remember. What do you want, Mr. Daly?
If you flip the fraction into multiply, like if you flip it to
Right now?
yeah.
I'm only allowed to flip them. No, I'm only allowed to flip them when they have a common denominator.
Yeah.
So you see that I can flip the bottom, no bother. I'm not allowed to flip the. I'm not allowed to work that with the top because the top hasn't got a common denominator, does it? So Connell gave me a good question here, guys. Connell's saying before you flip it, make sure everything has a common denominator, top and bottom. So once again, if I'm, I'll do part 1. All right, the hell with it. All right, it's worth the effort. All right. So once again, divide it into 2 different types of question. Okay. We have the blue part and we have the yellow part. The yellow part's already done. There's no issue there. The blue part's the part that needs to be done. So multiply top and bottom by x. Is that okay? Now they have a common denominator. Now it's x plus 2 over x. Is that okay with you guys? Now, what's underneath? X plus 2 take away over x minus 2. Now what do I do with the bottom here? Just bring it up and turn it upside down, yeah? So what do we get then? X minus 2 by? What's your answer? X minus 2 over x. All day long. Is that okay with you guys? Good. Right. Next part. Do I have to work on the blue part or the yellow part? Yellow part's done. Well, I can factorize it though, can't I? And I need to work on the blue part to give it a common denominator. So we're going to do the same thing again. Okay. So, sir, what do I do with the blue part? What do I put underneath the 2? And on top of it, beside the 2? An x as well. You have to do the same thing top and bottom, okay? Now, that becomes 2x plus 1 all over x. Factorize the bottom. What happens when you factorize the bottom? What comes out? Into 2x plus 1. All right. Now, would everybody agree that the top number is a fraction, but the bottom number is just a regular number? Would you agree with that? What would you have done if you had 2/3 divided by 4? What would you have done? Put 4 over 1. Bring it to the top and turn it upside down. So what are we going to put here? A 1. Now what's our next line? What's our next line, lads? Exactly. And now what happens next, guys? One sec. That's not us, right? So what happens next, guys? And what we have as our answer? Over x squared. All good? Who got that one out? All right. Now, lads, here's the yellow zone. Everybody cool with that? And then we also have our blue zone. Once again, we're going to do exactly the same business. We're going to have to take care of the yellow and the blue zone separately. They need a common denominator. They need to be fully factorized, and then we can mix them together then, okay? And Mr. Azarati, what do we do with the blue parts? Oh, brilliant, yeah. The x gets multiplied by x minus 2 top and bottom. And what this will do is it gives them the same denominator. You get x squared minus 2x plus 2x all over x minus 2. We good with that? What's left over then? X squared over x minus 2. All right, the fun one now. Looks tough, but it's not. How do we do the yellow parts? Which we'll do in black. How'd you do the yellow part? What'd you say, sir? Top and bottom. Top and bottom by x plus 2 and x minus 2. Do I need the number 1 there? Do I need that 1 there? I don't. I really don't. Okay. Oop. Need that part though. Now, what do I have to do next? Multiply it out. And what do I get? X squared minus 2x plus 2x minus 4, don't I? And what about the plus 4 over here? Do they have a common denominator? What's the common denominator? Awesome. And what happens to the top? What cancels? All right. Now we're getting really handy here, isn't it? Would everybody agree it's the blue block box, the blue box divided by the black box? Are we cool with that? What do I do with the black box? Turn it upside down and put it directly beside it, and what happens? What can we cancel now? X squareds are gone. That's the number 1 now. Anything else? Gone. What's the answer? X plus 2 in a second, okay? So we have 3x minus 5 over x minus 2. Multiply the second one top and bottom by minus 1, so it becomes a minus 1 on top. And on the bottom, what does it become? It becomes x minus 2. Now they have the same denominator. So it's 3x minus 6. Is that okay? Over x minus 2. What you do with the top, sir? What can you take out? And what's x minus 2, yeah? And then what cancels? And then you're left with a constant. A constant is a number that hasn't got the variable in it. So any number that hasn't got an x in it. We good? Yes. Yeah. Hurry up though, you're gonna miss a good one. So usual method, yellow part and the blue part. You need to sort them out separately to each other. Okay. Yellow part's going to be a plus b over a minus b. Let's put them both in brackets because you're going to have to. Minus a minus b and a plus b. Now, you look across and they need the same denominator, so I'm going to put an extra a plus b here. But I'm also going to put an extra a plus b up here. Likewise, the a plus b sees an a minus b, so I'm going to put an extra a minus b on the bottom. Extra a minus b on the top. I'm going to multiply this out. I'm going to end up with a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Is that okay for that part? Because there's a plus ab and another plus ab in the middle. The red parts. Whatever I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top, and they need the same denominator. To have the same denominator, they need both an a minus b and a plus b. So if I had a third plus a quarter, yeah, what I'm simply doing is the 3 is looking at the 4 and going, I'll have a 4 top and bottom, please. The 4 is looking at the 3 and saying, I'll have a 3 top and bottom. I'm essentially doing a more complicated version of that. Is that all right? And you get a common denominator of a 12th. So that's what I'm doing, essentially, okay? Now, this one here, guys, minus. Now, watch out for that minus sign. That minus sign is what's going to mess you up here, okay? Multiply this out, and what you get? A squared minus 2ab plus b squared. That's what happens when you multiply a minus b by a minus b. Is that all right? What's the common denominator? Anybody, what's the common denominator? Oh, that's an ab, by the way. It's a minus b, and now this is fantastic because I've only done the top part. I haven't even done the bottom part yet. A squared, and what happens here, guys? Minus a squared plus 2ab minus b squared. What cancels? The a squared and what's left over? 4ab all over a minus b and a plus b. And what part have I answered there? I've only answered the yellow part. I haven't answered the blue part yet at all. Speaking of which, let's get moving on to the blue part. Blue part's easier. What do I do top and bottom here? Huh? Yeah, a plus b top and bottom will do me all day long. Take away plus. What happens when you add the numerators together? A plus a? No, plus. A plus a. 2a. B take away b? 0. And the denominator stays the same. Okay, so what do I do for the answer of the yellow part with the answer of the blue part? I'm dividing the yellow part by the blue part, so it means I turn the blue part upside down and multiply. Is that okay? And hopefully this comes out for some of you. Actually comes out quite nicely in the end, I believe. What cancels? This a cancels with that a. 4 divided by 2. Answer is 2b divided by a minus b. Yes, sir. Just here. Wait, that's the full board now, isn't it? All right.